Hi, hello everybody, I'm Justin, this is Koopa. Welcome to Koopa's Corner, and we're back with a Pokemon TCG Pocket video. I've got a deck video for you today, guys. I haven't done a deck video in a little while. I didn't do one for the last set. This is my one for this set. And I'm going to try to do at least one deck video for every set, even though Pokemon Pocket is not my main really content that I do. I just enjoy playing it. I enjoy opening packs. I enjoy experimenting with weird decks. And we're back here with a deck. It is Arceus, Crobat with Igglybuff and Darkrai. I call it the Sound of Silence because, Arceus and Crobat was kind of my favorite dark deck for a little while, and I really liked the Crobat Link. And I did a Crobat version when Crobat EX came out. And I called it Darkness, My Old Friend, so I'm just kind of playing off of that. And so this has got 2 Arceus EX, 2 Igglybuff, 2 Darkrai, and 2 Crobat, not EX Crobat, just regular Crobat with the Arceus Link ability. And this deck is pretty simple in theory. It's just about chucking damage at your opponent and chipping away at them. Right? Arceus is great because it's immune to special conditions. So if your opponents are running Crazy Sleep, which I know we're kind of nearing the end of this meta right now, but this might stick around through the next set, through whoever, you know. It's a tech that might be around for a bit. If they're trying to throw sleep at you and use Darkrai Igglybuff combo, you're immune, right? You fill up your bench, you're doing decent damage. You know, the Igglybuff ideally leads. Then you can have a couple Darkrai on your bench to throw the damage out, which gives you time to build your Crobat. By the time the Igglybuff is KO'd, you can hopefully put that Arceus down and start chucking damage with the Crobats instead. So you can constantly chip, first with the Darkrai, then with the Crobat. So I really think it pairs well. Plus, if you're using dark damage the whole time, or dark energy, not that Darkrai matters, but I just like it. And then I've got a couple Pokeballs, a couple rare candies to get those Crobat online, a couple Professors, a Sabrina, a Cyrus, a Guzma, and a Copycat. The only thing I may consider tweaking, you might want to run Ilima instead of Guzma, just so if you have to start Arceus, you can pull it back up if it takes some damage. I was running Guzma just because I just think that Pokemon tools are really common right now, especially with this Igglybuff Darkrai combo. A lot of people have been running Rocky Helmets, so that way you're just taking even more damage. If you wake up and you attack, you're taking chip damage still. And I just found that the Guzma was really useful, but you may want to consider Ilima there. That's really the only altercation that I would make. I know a lot of people like running Mars or Red Card or stuff like that. For me, I don't think it's as valuable as like a Guzma or an Ilima. So, alright, but let's just do a couple battles and see how it goes. As of the time of this recording, ranked isn't out yet, so I'm just trying to chip away at my random battles so I can get all my hourglasses there, but it should work pretty much the same, right? By the time I edit it, it'll probably be a little bit before it comes out anyway, because WrestleMania is coming up. So anyway, we pulled Zubat first. Not terrible. Crobat only needs 1 energy to attack, so it's not terrible. But we need that Arceus there for it to really be worth it. And we're up against Zangoose and Axew and Druddigon. Alright, there's the Arceus. We got it with the Pokeball. So phenomenal. So we can play our Professor, see what we get. Cyrus and Igglybuff. So this is really interesting because we could retreat and put him to sleep, but since we don't have the Darkrai, we can poison and get a little damage there as well. I know that Zangoose has that ability, right, where you take 20 back. It's almost like a Rocky Helmet. But we can evolve next turn. It only takes 1 energy. We can start building our Arceus up, so it's really pretty good, and he's going to take some poison damage. Alright, Pokeball with the other Zubat. Now the question is, do we want to put it or do we want to save it for a Darkrai? And right now, until we get that Arceus built up, we don't need to have a full bench, right? So we can evolve the Crobat, throw some damage at it, hit it with Igglybuff, do 10 more, put it to sleep. It's going to take the 10 from poison. We got the KO. And then if they attack us with either one of their other Pokemon, which they don't have the energy for right now, so I'm a little less worried about Igglybuff going down, right? But they could always put something else out. But yeah, Druddigon's not going to KO us unless we attack it. They're trying to build up that Haxorus. Alright, since we just pulled the other Crobat, I say we put it out, that way we can evolve it next turn. Probably would have been smarter to do it last turn, but we were hoping for that Darkrai. Not going to attack because the Druddigon also has the ability to do 20 damage back to us. And we don't want the Igglybuff to go down for nothing. Alright, so we're swinging here, we're swinging here. It's down to 10. It doesn't have any energy, it's not going anywhere. There's the Rocky Helmet, which is why we put the Guzma in instead of the Illima. We'll just get rid of it. We could have KO'd it last turn with the Igglybuff. The Igglybuff would have gone down. But we saved it. We threw some damage from the Crobat. We didn't want the Arceus to take any damage, right? So now if he attacks, he's got to attack the Igglybuff. And we can still do 10 and put it to sleep. Maybe buy ourselves some time with that. So stalling for a turn there was a choice. 130 damage on the Igglybuff, which is only worth 1, not the Arceus EX. Amazing. Get the Arceus in. It took a little bit of damage from the Crobats last time. It's going to take some more damage from the Crobats this time. Let's fill our hand up. This is probably going to be the last turn anyway, but we're just playing it out just to make sure. Just in case something weird happens. But we'll throw the Cunning Link at it. And just knock it out. Haxorus is a pretty fun card. I don't think anyone expected Haxorus to be as good as it was this set. You just really need the supporter to go with it. All right, we'll do one more, just to play with the deck a little bit, just to show off the deck a little bit. This Darkrai start is maybe our worst possible start. We don't hate it as much as the Arceus. Like, we don't want the Arceus to take damage. If this takes damage, it's not a huge loss. Whereas the Arceus is a more important card for us, but we still don't love starting with this. We don't have X-Speed or Leaf, which is another thing you could put in instead of the Guzma, or you could put in a Leaf. But we got our Arceus out, so we can start building it, and we've got Igglybuff. So we just gotta get that Darkrai back if we can. It's gonna take 2 energy to do it. And it might be better just to leave it out there and let it die and build the Arceus. So we gotta see here what we're doing. They've got a Tool, they've got a Pachirisu deck, which that's not a deck you've seen in a long time. So yeah, we'll put it on the Darkrai first. It might be a mistake to put the energy on the Darkrai. It might be a mistake. We maybe want to start building our Arceus up instead, but 3 for 3 on the copycat's not a great swap, but was hoping to be able to start setting up the Crobat. And if Darkrai goes down, we can buy another turn with the Igglybuff and hopefully set up the other Crobat. 80 damage. I don't know if that's going to be worth retreating. Because we might just want to start building our Arceus. Otherwise it's going to take us too long to get our Arceus online. We can at least get the Crobat started, throw some damage, start chipping away. And then, yeah, let's just go ahead and put the energy here in the Arceus. Darkrai is going to go down. It's just too bad that we didn't get the energy on the Arceus instead. But what can you do, right? In the moment, it felt like maybe we could try to retreat it. So the Igglybuff buys us another turn. We'll put the second one down just to fill up our bench. Play the Guzma. It's going to really weaken both Pachirisus, and quite frankly, the Rocky Helmet was just going to be annoying. We can put it to sleep. Maybe buy ourselves a little bit more time with that as well. Ooh, they're running Arceus with that? I mean, I guess I should have... That makes sense, right? Because that's the Raichu with the Link. I just wasn't paying attention, really. Interesting deck, though. Alright. Well, our Arceus is ready to go. But we can put Pachirisu to sleep. Maybe buy a little bit more time, and yeah, they're going to stay asleep, so they can't KO us this turn. So we can KO it with the Igglybuff or with the Crobat, and then put their next Pokemon to sleep. So yeah, we'll do it with the Crobat. Whoever they switch in with has to... It now is not being switched in on the attack, it's being switched in on the defense. And we're going to... Well, it's not going to be affected by sleep, but... If it had been one of the other two, it would have been, right? So we'll still do 10 damage, which takes it from 140 to 130, which means our Arceus can KO it in one hit. Because we swing for 130. So that 10 extra damage is actually going to be the difference maker here. So either way, it ended up really working out. In theory, right? Because obviously we had Crobat there to throw 30 at it from the bench. So we still technically had a way here, but we wouldn't necessarily have to. We want to keep our bench full. So Arceus is swinging for maximum damage. Throw the damage with the Crobat anyway. And ta-da! So yeah, I just think that these two techs do something really similar, and they pair together really well. Crobat with Arceus, Darkrai with Igglybuff. It's amazing. Igglybuff Darkrai has been in so many different decks this season. It pairs with basically everything, and this is one of my favorite ways to play it, guys. So sorry it took me so long to get this going, but thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.